Swami's blessing you now. Swami's blessing you now. Swami's blessing you now. Swami's blessing you now. Gajavadana, Gananatha, Gajavadana, Dinanatha, Gajavadana, Gananatha, Gajavadana,
Sai Ram. Sai Ram. Awesome. It's always good to hear Swami's message coming back as Sai Ram. So we are very delighted today because it's a special event, of course. Are there any newcomers that Swami sent our way? Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. Maybe after the program gets over, I see 2 people. Okay, we would love to have you in our roster so we can communicate to you of our events. So thank you. We'll see you after the program gets over. Monday, Wednesday, we have the HEP program, and that's the Homework Enrichment Program. As you know, we've been asking for help. I don't know if Brother Vignesh has gotten enough of a response, and he's nodding his head, saying no. So if you wish to participate, because it is summertime, a lot of you kids have just graduated, and it's probably a perfect thing for you to get into. See Brother Vignesh after the program gets over, and we will take care of getting you enrolled. And then on Saturday, we have a hot lunch service at Home First, and also a new request has come in at the Watson Park in San Jose. And so Brother Vignesh would love to have all of you recruited for that seva. This is associated with the floods that happened, and there is some special thing. In fact, today's Mercury News also carried some information on it, so it would be valuable. Again, the Parthi pilgrimage is upon us, and so I believe we still have our collection of information of Sai members from our center who are heading out to the Parthi pilgrimage, and we will sort of share that with all of you so that you may want to coordinate upon arrival at the Indian city in making the trip to Parthi, so it'll be much more enjoyable. And then finally, the most important part is what we're going to follow up. We are blessed to have a wonderful speaker, and I'm sure he will delight us just as much as he did on the first part this morning. I don't want to steal the thunder. What I wish to do is ask Dr. Prema Rao from the region to make the introduction for the regional Eye-to-Eye program series that we have ongoing. Sai Ram.
Thank you. Respected elders, Dr. Ratnakar, Auntie, and Sai brothers and sisters, and young adults and children, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. I am deeply grateful to Swami because he showers us with his blessings through these speakers that we have. And I offer today's program at his lotus feet. I'm also thankful to the Central San Jose Center officers, Gordon here, Srinivas, and everybody who are ever willing and eager to just take upon any opportunity to have speakers come and make it available to as many people as possible. And as Srinivas said today, Dr. Ratnakar has spoken at the Tri-Valley Center, and it was a wonderful program. And last week he spoke at Fremont Center, and Thursday he's going to be speaking at Concord Center. Each one a different theme. So we are really blessed. And these are going to be recorded, so we will share that information with you. I'd like to acknowledge his daughter Lakshmi, and her husband Kishore, and children Uttam and Malati for kind of sharing, your family with us on all these tours. Thank you. So as you know, today is part of the Eye-to-Eye Transformation Speaker Series, another segment. And today's theme that Dr. Ratnakar has chosen is God being and human being. And that's very apt. And I wanted to read out something that Swami shared a long time ago because it's very impactful. This is back when he went to Nairobi, Kenya in 1968. And he shared this. He started out his discourse as follows. Your reality is the Atma. The one object of this human existence is to visualize that reality, that Atma. All other activities are trivial. You share them with birds and beasts. But this is the unique privilege of man. So when we talk about the eye to eye, the little I being the human being, the big I being the God being, that is our transformation process. In the same discourse, Swami added, and I'm just saying this from Swami's words because it is more impactful. He, that is the human being, has clambered through all the levels of animality, all the steps in the ladder of evolution, in order to inherit this high destiny. If all the years between birth and death are frittered away in seeking food and shelter, comfort and pleasure, as animals do, man is condemning himself to a further life sentence. It's very impactful. And so it's imperative that we listen to speakers when they come to charge us, to catalyze us, to move us on this journey. So I'm very grateful for that. So today we are going to be spending about an hour with the talk, and Dr. Ratnakar has welcomed our questions after that. So please keep that in mind. And as I said, it is being recorded, so please feel free to just sit and be receptive. I have the honor and pleasure to introduce them. Dr. Ratnakar has been an ardent devotee of Sri Satya Sai Baba for over 4 decades and has traveled extensively to spread Swami's divine message. He comes from a family of highly accomplished and highly religious educators, all of whom were renowned within their fields. As a result, he grew up in a household that promoted intellectualism, as well as a strong relationship with God. He has been able to share his love for God with others as a result of this upbringing. And today he was sharing with us how they were instrumental in starting the Sai Center, so they are understanding of the organization and what it takes. Now, professionally, he's a renowned pathologist graduating from the All India Medical Sciences in India, New Delhi. His contributions with research work to the medical field have brought him innumerable national and international accolades. He was one of the youngest in his profession in the country to head the Department of Pathology at the age of 35 and has retired as the Dean of the Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences in Hyderabad. His passion for teaching has inspired many students into the medical research. He's an accomplished physician and author of many medical publications. Currently, he's the Director of Stem Cell Research and Development at Global Hospitals, Hyderabad, India. Now, this is his professional thing, but they were talking about the Grama Seva that they do through his medical background, and it's very inspirational to hear this. He's a good orator and has authored many books in both Telugu and English. The authored books include his autobiography, translation of Kabir's verses into Telugu, and many more. He's done a lot. Dr. Ratnakar has been able to touch many lives with his professional work and also his talks. And I think Auntie has been a great support behind him. I think Dr. Ratnakar would agree. So I think you can understand with all this background, he's also been privileged to have had close experience with Swami for 4 decades. So with that, it's an honor and privilege to begin his speech. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome as he begins.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. My humble salutations at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Baba and greetings to all of you. I must first acknowledge with great happiness the efforts of Mrs. Prema Rao and Mr. Srinivas, and who had organized this series of satsangs. I am extremely thankful to all of them. When I asked about the titles of the topics in the 3 consecutive centers, and with the main theme of eye to eye, actually, that has really impressed me. Because as a doctor, we see the small eye, and the doctor to doctor, he sees the other. So it's a big travel. Actually, it's not a small travel, it's a big travel. And this travel possibly requires a little effort. And the most important thing is interest and the passion. Let me start with the small eye. Actually, the small eye grows to the big eye, and big eye becomes small eye in the present world. Why I am trying to say that is, the focus the people have gone something different in recent times. I have heard, because it is important for all of us to ponder about it, I have heard an 8-year-old boy in the morning of a Sunday, around about 10 o'clock or so, walks into kitchen where his mother was preparing the breakfast and puts a small letter on the table. Can you ever imagine son giving a letter to mother and keeping on this kitchen table? Anyway, mother saw that, opened it. I shall tell you what is written there. Mommy, in the morning, I took care of little sister for 2 hours, $10. I helped father in cleaning the car and everything, $10. I have tried to help you in trying to clean and sort out the house, $10. Like this, he gave a bill. She looked at that fellow and then looked at the bill, what he made. Please understand where the things have gone wrong or anything, understand. You know what the mother said? For having you for 9 months without any pain inside. Even if you are giving a lot of disturbance, I always enjoyed it. No dollars. And when you were about to come, at least today in the medical science it tells you, the pain in the delivery is not comparable to any other pain in the world. The greatest pain, the severest pain. And I bore it, with all smiles, because you are arriving. No dollars. And in the nights and everything, when you woke up, I took you on my shoulder, keep on patting you. And when you are sleeping, I am awake, no dollars. And again, on the first day when you are going to school, you are reluctant to enter the school. And you are crying, Mom, I want to come back. But I sent you inside But do you know? I was worried you may run back or rush back anytime. So I was waiting on the first day under the tree till the school is closed. No dollars. My dear son, remember, love has no dollars. This is what is the today's education. Education is converted into dollars. When once you do it, the entire relationships become business. When it is business, possibly at one stage, when there is no return on investment, you become a burden. Why should we all think of it? Now when I said a human being and a God being, only a human being can think of a God. I don't go into the further details, but suffice if I say, it is called in Sanskrit, Daivam Manusha Rupe. Man is a walking God. Actually, when I was taking care of a blood bank in one of the hospitals, I was telling them, do not store large amount of blood at all, except for emergency, because every one of us are walking blood banks. You can get a fresh blood anytime. That means every one of us is a bank of love, the bank of everything, every aspect of it. So when we take it, I will like to draw your attention on one thing. Swami says there are 4 alayas. What are they? In one alaya, you don't know ABC. You enter. Not only you learn alphabets, slowly you learn grammar, sentences, poetry, science, art, everything you learn and come out with the degrees. That means when you enter, you are ignorant. When you come out, you are knowledgeable. That is called as Vidyalaya. It's the center of education, Vidyalaya. The second one you take it, I'm hungry, so I want to get into some place. Go and select and eat, feel happy and come out satisfied. That is called as Bhojanalaya, a restaurant. Another alaya. The third alaya, not feeling well, there is some problem in the body. You enter, doctor says, does some test and then makes it and you become healthy and come out. That is Vaidyalaya. But there is one alaya, you go and come out with nothing. That is called as Devalaya. You go inside with full coconut, come out with half coconut. That is the net result. As a result of which, every alaya you find out, when your child enters this college or anything, you find out what is that he is going to become. When you enter a restaurant, what kind of food I am going to eat and make me happy. You enter into a hospital, you try to find out what quality treatment I get it. But when you enter Devalaya, we are actually entered the kingdom of God and finally coming empty-handed. Actually empty-handed coming, I am not saying from philosophical angle, from materialistic angle. Actually coming back with empty-handed from philosophical angle is absolutely right. There is nothing wrong about it. So when once this kind of system we are all living, there is something the education has given. Make us highly intelligent. But you say when I am saying intelligent, or you are intelligent, anybody intelligent, by seeing your decisions, by seeing your reasoning, by seeing your talk, I decide how intelligent you are. I'll give you an example. Today's son, highly intelligent. There were 3 people suffering from more or less some kind of terminal illness. And the doctor says, I am sorry, you don't have more than 6 months to go. And the doctor says, while I give you some medicine, I want to ask you one thing. Tell me, the first man, Now you know you have 6 months, what do you want to do? Actually, these are the questions. Possibly even we need to address ourselves and answer. What do you want to do in the 6 months? You know what the first one said it? Oh, sir, throughout my life I wanted to have a beautiful cottage house by the side of a river. Cool breeze and beautiful in the nature. Eat whatever I want. Dance, everything. I want to build a beautiful and spend the last 6 months there. Doctor said, why did you not do it all these days? The next person, what is that you want to do in 6 months? The second man said, sir, I have been told the world is so beautiful. So I will call my travel agent, book a world tour ticket, go around the world and enjoy the nature and everything. What a beautiful places, different parts of the world. I would like to go and enjoy and come. So, you too never thought of going when you are healthy. Okay. Now the third person asked, what do you want to do? Now for you also only 6 months. You know he is super intelligent. You know what he said? I want to see another doctor. At least somebody will give you the lease of life. That means we live in perpetual postponement of happiness. God says it is now. The next minute is not in your hands. Never postpone. Your intelligence doesn't help you at all. You know what is the root word of happiness? It happens. There is no orchestra for happiness. There is no planning for happiness. There is no preparation for happiness. Happiness is right now. Happiness is a choice. When once we try to understand the entire going to a pilgrimage or reading scriptures or going to holy places, all these things, if they do not bring about some kind of happiness, possibly they produce only breathlessness. So what is that we need to gain? I often ask many people. I am there with Swami so many years. So many talks I heard. So many books of Swami I read. So many services I have done. So many things I have done. When they had told me, I asked them, what happened? So many things you have done. On the top of it, what is that? We question ourselves is, so many things I have done, but nothing has happened to me. So many things, nothing happened. If you really ask me, any chemical or physical reaction will have a physical result. You hit something, you have a pain, everything, because the reaction to that. So also you have a chemical things, bondages, you have a chemical reaction. The spirituality will have a spiritual result. Cannot have a materialistic result. Often the man, unable to travel towards God, he gets stuck in between looking for material gains. When you seek a material gain, even if you get it, I will give it in writing, you will not be happy. Why? Because I am really shocked and surprised when I read about Sigmund Freud, some of his observations. Over 40 years of his research, he made one statement, which I don't agree, which I never agree, because of Swami's teachings and everything. He made a remark, said, happiness, man will never get it. It is an utopia. It's a dream. He is bound to suffer. Happiness for a man is an illusion. That's what Sigmund Freud said. But there is some kind of unseen acceptance behind that. I'll tell you why. Swami many times said it. Many of us do not have any problems. Many of us do not have problems. Health is good. By God's grace, I think head is also good. Parents are there, money is there, comfortable life is there, everything is there. but still we are unhappy. That means we chose to be unhappy. Somehow, Freud says, man loves to be miserable. What a beautiful word he said it. If you really ask me, possibly it is true. That's what I think also. Why? Because on one Sunday morning I went to visit one of our friends' house because there are so many people gathered. Beautiful message in that I got. On Sunday, around about evening, I went there. But my humble advice to you is, don't go to anybody's house on Sunday. There are several reasons I don't need to say. But I deliberately chose because I don't get any other time. And second thing is, being a festival season, all relatives are there. Son, daughter-in-laws, grandchildren, and daughter, son-in-law, everybody is all house, so beautiful. I can meet everybody like that. That was my aim. So I went in. Please follow this great episode that will make you to understand how the mankind is today. In that house, there is an 80-year-old lady to that of 80-year-old young fellow. Nearly 13 to 14 people were in the house. The 80-year-old lady opened the door for me. That means none of them chose to open. I went in. The moment she saw, Dr. Garu, I said, what is the problem? In fact, to tell you honestly, I don't know how many doctors are here. Our life is always a problem. Because nobody shares good at all. And the moment they see us, they recollect so many things of the problem. I don't say anything wrong. Possibly they want to vent out. All right. Right at the entrance, you know what happened? Doctor, what should I do? My back is aching. My knee is aching. Everything. Went on. But on something, you know it, I should not make her disappointed. I must listen to her. And possibly she also feels very happy when I hear her. I want to make her more happy in her misery. How? Where else you have got pain, I ask her. My God, 1,000-watt bulb has started. Went on narrating other things. That means man gets happiness out of misery. Why I am trying to say is 80 years. You have come to 80 years. These small ailments you can really ignore because the drug or the medicines are worse than the situations. If you can divert your attention, you will be really healthy and happy. No, it's not. I'll tell you, put a small comma and tell you. It happened in this country. There was one 75-year-old lady. She was living with her daughter and son-in-law somewhere in the New York area. And the old lady has got through her husband who passed away some money and everything in that, kept it. And the daughter and son-in-law got shifted to California side. So mother said, I cannot leave, I am used to this place like this. You can come and visit me and go. Find out a nice place where senior citizens home, where I can stay comfortably. With my money, whatever I have got it, find out everything. The daughter goes home and finally says, Amma, I got a nice place for you. With the money, whatever you have got it, comfortably you can live for 35 to 45 years. There is no problem. You know what the mother asked him? What next? She is 75, live for 35 years, for what next? That means we are all under the impression or carried away by the situation that something more and something difficulty, you anticipate difficulties. Now listen to the next part of that visit. When I went in, there was one television, one channel, everybody is sitting and watching. I was wondering, I came all the way, nobody is looking at me, They are all watching one television, one channel and everything. What is the great attraction in that particular channel? To my fortune, you know what happened? There was a break. I have to tell you honestly, you do not know. Don't curse breaks. They are good for someone else. Don't curse them. When the break has come, the eldest of that man, that lady's husband, who is also almost 85 plus, I went next to him. Sir, in one way I am happy, in one way I am unhappy. What, Dr. Garu, why? I am happy because one channel on the TV, all 15 people, right from you to 10-year-old, all are glued. What is the secret of that? One channel could put you together, but not me. I am very happy that you are all together because of television. You know what the old man said? You will be surprised, if not shocked. Doctor, you think we are all watching? You are mistaken. We are all switched off. I said, why? None of us are really watching, sir. We are in our own world. I said, if you are all in your own world, why can't you switch off and talk to each other? Your son, daughter, grandchildren and daughter, son-in-law, all of them, why don't you sit and talk together? What did you say? Talk. If I talk, my wife will not listen to me. My son talks, my daughter-in-law will not listen to me. My daughter speaks, my son-in-law will not. There will be a small Kurukshetra. Better television is on. We have peace of mind. That means we lost our human relations. What is the most important thing for human being to become God being is the human relations. And in the human relations, the most important human relation, as Swami often says, is the love. Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna, Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna, Vijalanniyu nerchina viluva Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna, Bahula satkarya labhambu sunna. Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna, Dana dharmala viluva sunna. Satya dharma prema shantulu lekunna, Padavulanniyu nelina phalamu sunna. Mana sanatana dharma harmyambu nilupa, Gunamuli vinalgu godalappa, Intakannanu veretti eruka paratu, Sadhu sadguna gannulau sabhyulara. You know what it means? There are 4 important pillars of our own existence, human existence. Satya, the truth, dharma, righteousness, and the peace, and the love, and the non-violence. If these are the pillars of all, that if we do not acquire, our wealth is meaningless, our education is meaningless, our charities are meaningless, our positions are meaningless. That means we need to establish ourselves firmly to become into human being to God being. But what is the problem that comes in the way? Mrs. Premarao said about eye to eye. Actually, I can keep on talking eye to eye, any length of time. Let me tell you our greatest problem of eye. As I have said it seems there was one great sculptor who was capable of making statues almost lifelike. The moment you see, you feel they are full of life. And this sculptor, one early morning, gets up the dream, in next 3 days he is going to die. You know, early morning dreams are dangerous. That's what we have been told by people. And still we are living with that danger. Early morning, the fellow started feeling in another weeks or something, I am going to die, whatever. Even though it may say 3 days, it may be 30 days. But the death is inevitable. On the day arrived. This man thought, you see that how man works. What is that eye? You see how the man works. Death of angel comes, let me confuse her. He creates 7 statues of his own figure, absolutely looking lifeless and keeping all together. So death of angel comes and worries, who is the person whom I have to take? That means, so intelligent even God is confused. That's what has happened to Rama and Ravana. Till somebody said where his life is. That means we are capable of confusing. So the death of angel thinking, whom should I take? Because all 7 look alike. All have got the same life. What should I do? Goes to Sriman Narayan, it seems. The God. God, I went to bring a soul back as per schedule. But somehow, I found 7 fellows like that. I'm really utterly confused how to identify and bring. It seems God, Narayana, told in the year of angel, do this, you will be successful. Okay. Next day, death of angel arrives. The fellow also knows, she is after my blood, she will take me. So next day she arrives and then loudly says, what a beautiful figures I see here. All full of life, everything. But there is one small mistake. Where is that mistake? The fellow came out. And he's finished. What I am trying to say is, ego cannot tolerate any kind of person telling you are wrong. Ego is such a in any number of years we work in spirituality, any number, somebody says, you should not have done like this. Who are you to tell me? This eye is a dangerous eye. There is no question of any spiritual growth if this eye grows. That is why Swami always keeps on telling, no ahankara, no ahankara, no ahankara. Why? Because that stands as a barrier between us and the God. So how to get rid of that barrier? How to see that a man, I said almost a week ago or sometime, you know, only a man can become God, no animals. Aurobindo, one young fellow went to him and asked, Master, all of you must be knowing Aurobindo, the great saint philosopher. Aurobindo, the young fellow asked, Master, 84 species have disappeared from the universe, 84 species approximately. Man is also a species. Does he also disappear one day? Possibly a right question. Absolutely right question. Man is also a species. Does he also disappear? You know what Aurobindo said? No. Man will never disappear because, simple reason, the purpose of man is to become Superman. And the fellow did not understand. He knows only Batman, Spider-Man. He did not understand what is that. I did not get you. What is that? And Aurobindo explained. What I mean is, only a man can become a Buddha. Only a man can become a Krishna. Only a man can become a Rama. Only a man can become Einstein. A man can become Ramakrishna. A man can become Vivekananda. No dog, no donkey can ever become. So man's idea is to become Superman. That is God will. Real spirituality is meant for that. To take us march towards that. How do you know? How do we proceed? How do I manifest? Or how do I grow? Or what, how do I manifest? If we really think. All right, we are here for 20 years, 30 years. Bhajans we have done. Service we went. All these things we went. In India, one of these presidents I asked him. One small intriguing question I asked him. Sir, I am not saying anything, but I want to know, somebody is doing 10 operations, 20 or 30 operations, and so many this, all these numbers and everything, and you also publish in one of your local magazines of bulletins and everything. Why all this, I asked? Why should you report? No, because the activities have to be measured. You know, today's HR jargon, you know it? HR jargon, all the things in your office and everything should be measurable. Otherwise you are fired. Even if you say, sir, I have worked like this, so many hours I spent in the office, but what is that you have done? Everything is to be measured like this. So he said measurable. I said agreed. But one thing, what is important, I can certainly tell you one important. Any activity you see, not only service activity, Bal Vikas activity, Mahila, any activity you take, I'll give you one small example. How wonderful activity impact. Please understand one thing. We eat every day to see that we are not healthy only for today, healthy for tomorrow as well. Even if we do not eat, it is said for 90 days your liver will protect you. You need not worry. That means whatever we do it is going to protect us like this. You do Namasmarana, you do service, you do anything, you do Bala Vikas, definitely that will protect, and the impact, it is beyond your own imagination. I will tell you one example. Near to Hyderabad, nearly about 40 kilometers from that, there was one village where we used to do the medical camps and Bala Vikas and everything. Every Sunday we used to go. Two important things happened. The first thing I'll tell you. In January, I was walking on a Sunday morning to go towards the village. A beautiful thing I saw. You know what was it? There was a 10, 12-year-old boy. There is an 80-year-old fellow. There is a small 6-year-old fellow, 3 boys. What is that they are doing, you know? In the month of January, the trees will have berries. In January, trees will be full of berries. The children throw stones and download everything. You know what is that they are doing? There is a newspaper down, and all 3 fellows took stones and tried to get as many berries down as possible. Put them all on one single newspaper. Please follow this. I felt so happy, you know. One is a 12-year-old fellow, another is only 8 or 6 years, and how can they compare each other? But all 3 of them, whatever they have fallen, they are putting on the one single newspaper. I felt so happy. I went nearby. As I went nearby, I saw second interesting observation. You know what was the second observation? The 12-year-old fellow telling the rest of the friends, put all the things, berries together, divide them into 3 equal parts. I felt more happy. Nobody is trying to compare, I got 10, you got 2, nothing, equal number of fruits. I felt so happy. I went nearby and then about to hug that 12-year-old fellow. You know, he was not looking at me. He was looking at his younger friends. You know what he said? Arey, mix them all. I said, why are you mixing? Why should you mix it? You made nice 3 parts, you must all in. And he told them, make 4 parts. How? I said, why 4 parts? Sir, 1 part for you, sir. Arey, I did not do anything. Why are you giving me 1 part? Now hear what that boy said. My mother told me, and Balvika's teacher told me, whoever comes to village is a God-sent guest to us. He must feed him first. You must feed him first. I can tell you. You think that Balvika's teacher who told, or that mother who brought, that is a tribal village. That is, they don't have school at home. And imagine what is the impact of that. So if you look into that, every aspect of this, the travel from human being to God being is natural and absolutely with a lot of love and freedom. There is no necessity of special thinking at all. So now let's go to the next stage and try to understand. As I said, to be a good also there is some obstacle. As I have said, the obstacle, there is an unseen obstacle. Not unseen actually speaking, seen but ignored. Seen but not taken into cognizance. What is that happens? Very, very important. I think at least some of you must know it. I read it when I was in high school. That was a lesson in our 10th standard. A beautiful. Do not go into historical aspects. Don't go into find out whether it has happened or not. But the message it carries is very powerful message. That message is, it is stated, the great painter Leonard da Vinci was called by the king. I want you to paint one called as Last Supper. Kindly make a mural painting of Last Supper. I want to see that you give us such a beautiful picture. Being a painter, it will last. It is stated to be there even today. People can go and watch that. A mural painting. A lot of paint was coming off now. Anyway, you know, the Da Vinci said, I will undertake the painting with one condition. What is that condition? I will put all the characters of Last Supper provided I see them with the life. I will not like to have an hypothetical pictures and everything do. I want to see some kind of those biblical descriptions, the people I want to see. King said, okay, I will give you assistance. I'll give you the people. Go. And Da Vinci started searching. The first to begin was Jesus painting. Jesus means eyes, compassionate eyes, all love, absolutely serene, peaceful, such a beautiful face and everything. Da Vinci is searching and he finds one young shepherd boy taking care of sheep in one hilly region. He requests him, can you kindly sit for me? That man so innocently, why sir? I want to look at you, keep on looking at you for at least half an hour. I love to see your face. You're so beautiful, everything. And that fellow accepts and draws the painting. A sketch and takes it. Now the whole thing started one after another. And finally, the figure of Judas has come. The face, red eyes, cruel face, all the things of whatever you may call hatred, jealousy, anger, all the things reflecting in the face. The face is the index of the mind. In fact, all the people who are all traveling along with me, they know it. I requested everybody, at least kindly smile, sir. Don't sit so seriously here. We are talking about God. Why should you be serious, sir? We are not talking about anything. Kindly be relaxing and enjoy listening. So, finally Judas' character could not find. And the soldiers were sent in hunt for a boy or for a person who looks like that. Finally they trace a fellow who is sitting in a prison, jail, looking towards the wall, not even this side. And the soldiers requested him, turn this side. With great difficulty, the fellows turned. Absolutely cruel face and everything. And go and report to the Da Vinci. Yes, I am coming. Take a sketch. Please, please. Finally, Da Vinci writes. Draws. And then he tries to put all the pictures together, and then possibly now the mural painting is getting ready. And the fellow who was like a Judas sitting there. Sir, sir, sir. Even he turned back. That prisoner was calling him back. The prisoner, why? Why do you want to come? Sir, do you remember me? How do I remember? I don't remember. Now it's almost 7, 8, 10 years old. I don't remember you, sir. The Jesus you have drawn, that person is myself only, sir. What a shocking news. Divinci looks at him and says, you are the same person. I drew the picture of Jesus and now you have become like this. And the Divinci says, this is the influence of company. If you are in bad company, you become Judas. If you are in good company, you become Jesus. This is the problem today. I see sitting in the medical profession, the people who are all with various types of cancer, whatever it may be, liver or anything. When I go into this history, it is very sad to tell you that many of them got into the issues right at the childhood in the bad company. That is why Swami always says, why Balavikas, why Bhajans, why service? Please, please do not spiritualize everything. It is for your own good company. If you are with the service people, you have a good thought, good mind, good activity, everything, a greatest happiness. At least during service time, you don't drink. Remember one thing. Any activity is sanctified by good company. So today, a man walking towards that is by the good company. Later he can walk alone when once he becomes strong. So this is a very, very important facet of the life. Please, my dear friends, remember a good company. Next, what is the important thing? I was telling in the morning also, one important observation. You all must have read or at least seen so many Vahinis written by Swami's own handwriting. By looking at a title, you can possibly guess the contents. Dharma Vahini, Jnana Vahini, Prema Vahini, all these things you can guess the contents. But there are two Vahinis you cannot guess the contents. You know what are those two Vahinis? Prashanti Vahini. Who said that? Prashanti Vahini. Next. I want to say, at least you have acquainted yourself. Second is Satyasai Vahini. Everything has got to, you can really think what he is going to write. But these two you cannot guess what is you are going to write. What he is going to tell you. Now I'll give you one important word. A Jnani, I said in the morning, he wants to see every aspect of the message of the Lord from the dimension, what more I can learn. What more I can learn. We heard Swami's many, many talks. From every talk when I hear, Swami, that is why before he left his mortal body, you know what he said? You have heard hundreds of my talks. Find out how many have really produced inner transformation. I am going to tell you one small aspect of that. In Satyasai Vahini, he uses a word. Whether anybody in the gathering could really try to find out what really means, I'll be very happy. I'll tell you what I think later. He used one word called as Atma Telivi. Atma, you want to say soul or spiritual, whatever the name. Telivi is intelligence. So I'll give you a little preamble. I happen to write also. What is that? You know, all of us are aware of, there is a beautiful book, especially youngsters should read, written by Professor Howard of Harvard. What is that he has written? The book of multiple intelligences. A beautiful book. I don't like to go into the details, but I'll tell you some of the glimpses where Swami has added, where Swami gave the value to everything. You know, you and I are all like this. Possibly you may say evolved, matured, grown, whatever terminology you want to use, you can use it. The first and foremost thing, a man's intelligence is linguistic intelligence. You have got words, and you have got something meanings to that. You learn and use an appropriate word at an appropriate place. That's called as linguistic intelligence. The second is visual intelligence. Our Vedas and everything say 90% of the knowledge is visual intelligence. The next is auditory intelligence. All our Vedas, everything they are called as Shrutis, coming from auditory intelligence. The next is kinesthetic intelligence. Kinesthetic is touch. You know, when you always, I think you all know about it, when you are sitting in meditation, you are not supposed to touch anybody's body. At least to keep a distance, elbow distance between, and a clear space. Then only sit for. Not supposed to touch or anything like this. Because every one of us have got vibrations all around. Some may call it as even aura. That depends upon the sadhana and everything. I don't go into that. But suffice if I say that kinesthetic is a powerful intelligence. Even in the sleep, you can say whether it's the touch of the mother or touch of the spouse or touch of your child, you can say. Such is the beautiful thing of kinesthetic intelligence. After kinesthetic intelligence is natural intelligence. Natural intelligence is if somebody is hungry, somebody is there, it is but natural to offer immediately. That is a natural intelligence. Next is existential intelligence. Existential means you all can deduce also. Now I take the glass of water and drink. What is that you deduce? I am thirsty, so I took water. So I need water for existence. Food for hunger. So this is called as existential intelligence. The next is called as emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the powerful things right from Rama's and Krishna's time. What is the thing is, when you talk something, you must keep your feet in the shoes of others and find out how they react if I speak like this. This is called as emotional intelligence. And the next one, in fact, on this only we can spend 1 hour. I don't like to. And the last one, I am coming to that. Last one is called as spiritual intelligence. Actually, Howard missed this. And Swami says, this intelligence is backbone to the rest of the intelligence. If this is not there, rest of the intelligence are meaningless. What is the spiritual intelligence? Actually, spiritual intelligence, before I say this, intelligence is not something that can be demonstrated. Some person said, one student has, in a class, a professor it seems, he has come and said, where is God? There is no God. Why? I cannot see Him. I cannot hear Him. I cannot touch Him. I cannot do anything about Him. How can I say there is God? Because these are all our instruments of learning in the world. When I can't do everything, how can there be God? Whole class was silent. One boy got up. What do you want to say? Excuse me, sir. If you don't mind, I will say. I don't mind. Tell me, what is that? Sir, you have no brain, sir. What? Sir, I took your permission to say that. Yes, okay, go ahead. You don't have brain because I cannot see your brain. I cannot touch your brain. I cannot Do anything with your brain. So where is brain, sir? And the professor says, do you have anything else to say? I have a lot of things to say, sir. God is there. Why is? There is no darkness. There is only absence of light. There is no question of silence. There is absence of sound. So the entire world, there is nothing like hot or cold. There is absence of temperature. When once you look into that, you are perceiving this from the absence and perceiving it from the presence. So the science says it is all depends upon how you perceive it. Now, I'm going to tell you about spiritual intelligence. It's a beautiful thing. Actually, it cannot be defined. If you define, possibly, spiritual intelligence feels small. It is such a vast, beautiful thing. Now I'm going to give you a small example. You just travel along with me. You understand how profound, when Swami used the word Atma Televi, how profound it is. A wonderful term he used. What is spiritual intelligence? What is it? Let's go. Jayadev, as you know it, who is a great saint, poet, wrote Gita Govindam, everything. He was in king's court once. And king asked him to sing a song. So he sang. So beautiful. King felt so happy and gave him a lot of gold chains, lot of gold coins and everything. Jayadev said, I don't take it. Don't say like that. It is all my pleasure. Have it. And gives a bag. Everything is over. So Jayadev was walking back to his hometown with this gold coin, everything bag. At the end of a stick, he is holding like this and going. There were two robbers who saw him. There must be something in that chain because it's making sound, noise. So they go behind, trying to catch him and also rob that. In that, Jayadev was just looking at them. Meanwhile, one of them cuts the hands of Jayadev. Cuts. Bleeding. And took that gold bag. And not only that, they push him into a well by the side of the road. Jayadev was silent but silently crying. In the night rounds, the soldiers of the capital heard some kind of sound inside the well. They were all going around the city. And when they look, they find Jayadev inside. Take him. Something, this kind of thing could happen to a person like Jayadev? Who had cut your hand? We want to find out and punish them. Jayadev don't say anything. And they take him again back to king and gives him a rest and then calls the physician of the court and to do some treatment for him. Now you listen. Next day, Jayadev was also sitting with all the wounds. These two robbers come with a beautiful robes and everything, praising king. They get a shock of their life. They thought Jayadev is dead. But they find him in the court. And king says, who are you? Why did you come? We have come to know you are a king of charities and everything. You help poor people and everything. We have come to ask for something. Jayadev looks at them and says, Raja, give them. Give them what they want. These people were looking at him, whom they have harmed last night. And he is recommending you. So So Raja gives some and sends them. And the both were escorted, because they are all conservative pious people, escorted by soldiers to see that they are all left outside outskirts. When they are going, what happened? Between them, some kind of thing happened. Both of them, almost like they closed eyes and everything, they fell into the same well. Immediately they fall. They are dead. And the fellows are taken back to the court. They told king, you gave alms and everything, they have died. King became little curious. He sent an intelligent person, find out the truth behind. Find out who they are, why they have happened, how they have come, why they died, all these things. And finally the story came up like that. King asked Jayadev, now I know the truth. The gold coins and bag I gave, the same robbers took that. They have cut your hands, threw you into the well, and my soldiers rescued you. And when they came here, you identified, but still you asked me to give them something. And then finally, you almost gave a pardon and asked them to go. You never told me anything like this. Why did you do? I'm really hurt. Because for such a pious man, things happening, I cannot relish. I cannot. You know what Jayadev said? This is spiritual intelligence. Kindly follow this. Jayadev said, O king, let me tell you one thing. They have not cut my hands. They have punished me, which I deserve. What? In front of Krishna, I took a promise. I will not take anything from anybody in my life whenever I sing or anything like this. And you gave me the gold and I took it out of possible pressure, everything. Not to hurt you, I took it. But I took with these hands. Don't you think I deserve they should be cut? King was shocked. All right. You identified, but still you asked me to give some more gold, everything to them. Why did you do it? So that they don't kill anybody tomorrow like me. Now, third thing I'll ask you. When they died and the bodies were brought, you were so sad and sorrowful and shed tears. Why did you do? They are robbers. God has punished them. They died. And why are you sorrowful? King, let me tell you. What a wonderful way Jayadev says. King, let me tell you. You know what in the world think? If you walk few yards with a saint, you are salvaged. God takes you as a special person because you were in the company of a sage or saint. Now I have realized I am neither a sage nor a saint. They walked with me and they died. What kind of saint? I have still miles to go for spiritual elevation. That is spiritual intelligence. So, spiritual intelligence is not in words. That means taking everything in a positive way. That is for my own refinement. Somebody asked me, adverse things, don't we get disturbed? I reserved that here, so I did not say that. Adverse, nothing happens. There is a lesson behind. There is some kind of spiritual growth behind. There is something that is to happen like this. There is one Vedic scholar who was 10 years in Veda, Purusha Mahayajna, along with Swami. 10 years in Dasara. He was a scholar. Swami gave so many times silver tumblers, silver plates, and all silk dhotis and everything gave. But one Dasara, somehow he did not come. Possibly he could not come. Swami wrote a letter. In fact, I said, one day, all Vahinis, all talk, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, all just start reading Swami's letters to his devotees. Beautiful universal messages that applies not just to that devotee, applies to all of us. I give you only one letter. To that Vedic scholar, Swami wrote a letter. Bangaru, I know that you are depressed. I know you are disturbed. I know you are in pain. I know you are in difficulties. And you thought Swami has dropped you. Let me tell you one thing. You have come to so many yajnas and everything. Is that all you understood about Swami? And you are the person who spoke. Swami is omnipresent. Swami is omniscient. Swami is omnipotent. And he knows, he takes care. And how many talks you gave across the state and the country? How many talks? And now something happens. You think Swami dropped you. Let me tell you. Why I gave this is to make you strong, something to face tomorrow. And believe, trust, I love you and I'm going to be there for you always. You know what has happened? After some period, he lost his wife. And then he came to Swami. Swami said, I know your grief, but your grief will go. Sit here. All the grief. He said, now I find we have not come together to go together. The things happen like this. Swami prepared my mind. Now I know where I should spend the rest of my life. That is at the lotus feet. He lived for 100 years. What I am trying to say is, no adversity in the eyes of Lord at all. Everything is for betterment. Everything has got a message. Everything has got something, spiritual revelation for us. If we do not think like this, possibly we continue to suffer. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, understand. You do bhajan as a worship. You do service as a worship. You do balavikas as a worship. You do all activity. Why I say is, when you do worship means you are with God always and He takes care of it. At no point of time we need to think we are away from God. But the pathetic situation is the different one. When I am sitting bhajan, after bhajan, I ask, how did I sing? Why should you ask? You know it. Swami often asks, when you are written examination, why do you want to ask, how did you write exam? You know it. So like this, you sang. You do service and everything like this. Do you really? I'll give you one small example and close it here, 5:45. How every service activity you see, God is overseeing you. Whatever little or anything you do it, God looks after. God is seeing you. And how He sees, you never know until the day comes when He has to look at you. I'll give you only one small and close it. There is one Sevadal convener in one of the coastal districts. What a service. He used to run every Sunday to a village and everything. So much of service. And he wrote so many poems on Swami. You know, one day he wanted to go and have Balaji Darshan in Tirupati, along with the family. Wife, children, and he was standing. Long queue coming, close. The queue came right up to the first one, Gopuram. You know, at that time, what is the scene? There is a 5-year-old fellow crying bitterly, Amma, lost in the crowd. Not able to find parents. You know, the Sevadal convener in the mind started thinking. Swami said, help everybody. Swami said, especially a kid in distress, I must try to see that locate his parents and give. Immediately, wife and children, he looked at them. We stood in the queue in the morning 8 o'clock. Now it is 6 p.m. Now we have come to Gopuram. Now if I jump out, everything goes back. Now my darshan almost have come nearer to that. In another 10 minutes I will have a darshan. My family is there. Should I jump out or should I stand in queue? What would you do? Continue with family. You just think these kind of things, whether somebody calls a test or not, because this has been told by the same person. What he told his wife and everything. You take the kids and have darshan. As Swami's sevak, my duty is to protect the child. And he jumps out of the queue, holds the baby. And you know, those people who have seen Tirupati, they know it. Opposite to the Gopuram, there's a staircase and there is a bank, everything. There the announcements are given. So and so child, something name, and he is here. The parents could not find the children, may kindly come here. Announcements are done. And he took the baby and said, name I know the baby, but parents' name the child doesn't know. Can you make an announcement? The person in charge, he said, yes sir, we will definitely do it, but the only thing is, the entire mic system just now, for some announcement, was taken inside at Dvajastamba. You know Dvajastamba? When you enter, there is a big pole, big. So you go in there, and I myself, my police fellow will come, escort you, and make the announcement. So he takes the baby and goes. And the people there, mic system, they said, sir, some great singer has come, sir, to sing before Lord. So we took the mic system inside. So you take this one, announcement will be done. After that, the singer will begin. So took the baby inside to make the announcement. They said, sir, announcement cannot be made only once. People may hear, may not hear. We usually make 3 times announcement. You stand here and have darshan. Take the baby also and take the darshan. And when he finished darshan, the parents of the baby have come and his wife and children are still behind. What I am trying to say is, whatever we do will not go waste. God comes and everything. We may think little, we may think small, everything, but do it as a worship. No worship is a small. No worship is considered to be cheap or anything. Everything is valuable. Enjoy. That's how the man becomes God. Daivam Manusharupena. Thank you very much. God bless. We are going as per schedule.
Yes. So Dr. Ratnakar has allowed us to ask questions. So if you will, what we will do is, can I ask Brother Vignesh to pass the microphone along to those that ask questions? Just raise your hand and the microphone will come to you.
Come here, let everybody see them.
Okay, that's even better. So you escort them to the front.
Come, don't take the mic.
No, he brings the same.
You are giving. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think so that. Okay, sure. Go ahead. Come up. Well, yeah, walk up and ask the question so everybody knows who you are.
Yes. Please.
Saram, Dr. Ratnakar. Very beautiful talk. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I had a simple question. This is something.
When you think simple, it is complex for you. Okay, go ahead.
This is something that we were exploring as YAs, and we were looking to possibly put up a program on. And when you talked about Jayadeva, the story of Jayadeva, and how he, you said he was positively taking everything, but at the same time he was saying things like, I still have so many miles to go, who am I? I'm not a saint. And you said there's a spiritual intelligence there. Could you talk a little bit about that spiritual intelligence, which is humility, versus self-deprecation, which is putting oneself down, sort of as an anti-pride? Thanks.
First and foremost thing, let me place before you. You can acquire all intelligence by practice. But spiritual intelligence requires sadhana. Practice is repetition. Sadhana is self-evolution. Spiritual intelligence, as I often say, if you say you are intelligent, in the morning also said, take it from me, you are not intelligent. Upanishad says, if you claim you are intelligent, you are not intelligent. The real intelligent people never claim they are intelligent. You know, it is said by Bhartrhari, it is almost like Sanskrit. How an intelligent person, especially spiritual intelligence. They are called in Sanskrit avadhutas. You take Dattatreya, you take Shirdi Baba, such as avadhutas there. You know what is that, how they do, how they behave? Malado Vidu Viprakula Mandanudo, Marisudrudo, Tapasiludo Yansu, Chantalambadi Vichalpa Jalpa Vachala Janambuladaga, Minnaka Bhuvin, Viharinturu Yogi Pungavulu. That means somebody says you are a scholar, somebody says you are a great saint, somebody says you are a Brahmin, somebody who says you are a useless fellow, you are to condemn. And they hear everybody and they says, okay. That is spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence do not really see a compliment or see a condemnation. Absolutely. Because the compliment is given today in the modern world. The same tongue will condemn you also tomorrow. You take anybody, any avatar, they faced everything. It is the spiritual intelligence that stood as avatar. Rama was criticized by a washerman. Krishna was criticized by Sisupala, all the people. You take anybody, criticize Shirdi Baba, Satyasai, but one thing, their avatar became much, much more revealing after this kind. So my dear friend, spiritual intelligence is a slow and steady evolution of the human existence. Yes, ma'am.
Sairam, great talk, great stories, and great story about Atma Televi. Everything is wonderful. We would like to hear some of your experiences with Swami. If you can share a few of your experiences. That would be
Srinivas is
fantastic.
laughing. The same question I experienced. If you permit me to say, I can ask every one of you come for 5 minutes. You will give volumes of experiences. No doubt about it. But I shall try to tell you whatever is some that are personal experiences. If you ask me, everyone have got a personal experience. Otherwise we will not be in spirituality. Actually, Swami said, they are all my visiting cards. So visiting card, by looking at that, we went to him and everything. But that is individual. He gives you one visiting card, he gives another, everything to us. Not the same printed as we do our visiting cards. No. I'll give you one small example. Because I must bring all relevance to I to I. Even miracles I must bring to that. Then only they will have a relevance. I'll give you that. You know, I have got not spiritual intelligence, spiritual arrogance. Let me confess, there is nothing. I must tell you that. What is that spiritual arrogance, you may say? Why should I write a letter to Swami when he is omniscient? When he is aware of everything, why should I write? Though so many people said, writing letters and he is taking the letters, it always gave some kind of peculiar happiness to everybody. He took my letters. And not only that, I cannot come, I give my letter to you, you give it to Swami. Such beautiful things also happen in the world. I am not going to that. I am not for that. This I said in one audio. Somehow I never felt I must write. But everything has got its own occasion. What has happened was one afternoon, I was sitting in my office in the hospital. Something of a deep troubling thing. I thought I can ask only one, that is God. And not only that, I myself don't know the answer. So let me ask. So I took a paper and a pen and I wrote elaborately whatever I wanted to ask. Folded it, kept in the envelope, wrote the address. The time was nearing 3 o'clock. I said, let me post it tomorrow, not today. Let me post tomorrow. Because the time is already 3 past. Around about 3:45, 4 o'clock, in my office, in the hospital, the table telephone rang. I said, what is it? I lifted. It was my brother on the other side. My brother, I think you all know Anil Kumar. He was on the other side of the phone. I told him, why did you call me now? Swami's darshan must be going on. This is the time, 3:30 or so, he comes and gives darshan. Why are you calling me? Swami only asked me to call you. I got shock of my life. I said, why? It seems you wrote a letter. And he said, tell him not to worry. Everything I know, he need not post. Now, that letter is in my album. Never posted. Why I am trying to say is, anything that is, you think is a miracle or anything, that produces profound transformation. That too on certain things which you think. Later I realized why we write letters. We write letters not that he does not know, not that he is not aware, not that he would not respond. We write letters to make our own prayer sincere and totally coming from the heart. You know, while you write a letter, your total focus and concentration, that is nothing but prayer. From that day I realized writing letters is prayer, is not to be condemned. It's not that Swami doesn't know. In fact, how many of you are aware, I don't know, many letters he would not open. He says, I know, he's talking about his daughter's marriage, keep it next. He knows all the letters, not that he doesn't, but we write as our prayer. So that's not wrong. When we look into this kind of happenings with us, you want some more? See, we generally avoid talking about miracles or personal experiences because they are meant for you, not for the consumption of everybody. But however, there are some miracles that have got universal application. Because that tells you Swami's actions or activities are beyond human scientific mind. That was Dasara time. Those days it was all in Purnachandra auditorium, packed. And the last day Swami used to, that holy water he used to sprinkle. On that day, there was one lady who came from Italy in a wheelchair, 45 years age, and she was in the wheelchair for nearly over 30 years with an unknown weakness of her limbs. She was brought in and she was at the end of the Purnachandra auditorium sitting in the wheelchair. Why he has done it, possibly you will have to decipher. He has seen, I am going to tell you, which I myself witnessed, that's why I am confident of telling. He walks all the way, goes to her. I am happy you had come. All right, come with me. She said, I cannot come with you, Swami. I cannot. I'm in this chair for the last 3 decades. The entire legs are all now gone. I cannot. With whom are you talking? With whom are you saying all this? I only know whether you can walk or talk or anything. Hold my hand. Can you believe it? God giving his hand. And she took the hand and then slowly got up. You know, more than the faith on the God's hand, she had, I'm going to fall in front of everybody. Because the fear inside. Because she never walked. And she started putting step after step. She walked up to dais. The whole audience said, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Krishna. He said, what is important is, God can do everything, but only thing is, you do not know, and God only knows why he does, when he does, how he should do it, why he should do it. Another thing I'll tell you, same Dasara time. On the sides of the dais, Swami started talking. The discourse started. Evening somewhere around 4:45, 5 o'clock. The front rows chairs are all there. We are all sitting here. There is one person in the front row suddenly fell down. He just dropped. And immediately everybody tried to look into it. He is almost 60 plus, fell down. So everybody looked at, there is no pulse. Gone. Swami stopped his talk. He walks down. He looks at him. Right on the floor, flat. He holds his hand. What did you say? He has no pulse? How is that I am feeling the pulse? Swami, you are doing some trick. No, there is pulse, have a look. So the pulse was there. And he said, come. Come onto the dais and speak. He came onto the dais. That man is Bose, who has done a lot of constructions in Prasanthi. And he said, Bose, now I'll stop my talk here. You talk what happened. Now all of us should listen. The Bose started describing. I was sitting and listening to Swami. I don't know what happened. What is that I can tell you is, I felt there is a white bird from my body went up and then went into the sky. A bird, something fluttering, went into the skies. Believe me, neither pain, nor suffering, nor anything with me. I myself do not know that I am dropped, but I found the beautiful flight of that bird. You know, this is called as Hamsa. And then, suddenly I realized, I myself do not know, the bird with flutters coming back and accommodating in my heart. The flutters coming. And that flutter converted into heartbeat. And then I am here. And the whole audience clapped everything. Swami said, the death or the birth, whatever is there, they are your definitions, not my definition. If I say something is there, he is there because there is some work to be done. That's why anybody is coming back or anything like this, please understand they are going to add value to the existence, value to the society. So whether you give life or whether you give any kind of faith or anything, all these things are integral part of spirituality. My only last important prayer to all of you is, an important prayer to all of you is, I'll tell in Telugu and then translate in English. Yavari swasa varidi, yavari viswasam varidi, yavari akali varidi, yavari mandu varidi, yavari gamyam varidi, yavari laksham varidi, yavari moksham varidi. You know what? You know what it means? Swami said in English also. If your wife eats for you, do you think your hunger is gone? If you take medicine, your wife will be cured. Everyone will breathe for themselves, eat for themselves, live for themselves. We are all co-passengers in life. We are all, as a result of which, I was telling a little while ago, to talking to somebody, you don't go to seva or you abstain from seva because your friend is not going. I found this as a big issue everywhere. Sir, today my friend Murthy is not there, sir, so I don't come today. That Murthy fellow is going to come to his rescue. You go to bhajan because of your friend. You go to service because of your friend. But one thing, no friend comes to hospital. I am in the hospital. I say everybody. Please do not attach yourself. If you go, your friend possibly not thinking of joining you, he will join. When he is going, why should I not go? But you are dropping, you are trying to adjust everything for the environment. But where is the models for it? Real faith is, I grow independently. We are not creepers. We are all strong trees. At no point of time, I can be influenced by X or Y on my faith. Because if there is no faith is gone, means your life is gone. Unless there is a faith, how can we go? Suppose, let's say, can anybody travel if my aircraft is going to blast? Nobody will travel. You know, there was a beautiful certain things. It seems a young fellow was going on the road and one elderly man met him. What are you doing, my dear young fellow? He said, I have joined Air Force, sir. You joined Air Force? Yes, sir. Your father died when he was serving the Air Force only. Why did you join again? He died. And the young fellow asked him, how did your father die, sir? So he died in sleep, sir. So why are you going to sleep? This is the problem today. Never try to compare or be with anybody. You are what you are. You will remain what you are. And your goal is yours. Your destination is yours. Your happiness. You know, happiness cannot be transferred. Even if you say, I am happy to your wife, she says you are a mad fellow. Because there is a psychiatrist, it seems one man has gone. Somehow they felt, please go. So he went to a psychiatrist because he is now, at least let me say hi to him. He goes, oh, you have come to me and everything. Tell me something about you. Nothing, sir. I am very happy. I have got a PhD degree. I am working very well. I have got a good family. I have got nice 2 kids and everything. So wonderful my life. And the psychiatrist said, all this since how long? All this good feeling is since how long? Because doctors can never see you happy. Why should you go to a doctor if you are happy? Why should you go? So like this, remember your happiness is yours. Your destination is yours. Your goal is yours. If somebody, I always say, even I talk to several college students, suppose you say this is my TV. You have got a right to say, put it on, put it off, throw it, sell it, do anything you like it, donate it. Suppose the TV is going on, something is going on, you stop your reading, you stop your books, you stop going everywhere and sit in front of the TV. You tell me who is the master. If you are the master, you will switch off the TV. If the TV is the master, you are the slave. Remember, we should be masters but not slaves. Taking any friend, he becomes master if you listen and stop coming here. If somebody comes and obstructs, don't go there. He is the master, you are the slave. You tell me, spirituality is to make you a master. Make you a freedom. Understand and enjoy your life. But instead, we have become victims, following X or Y. Why? That means, you know what is individual? Individual means who is not dual. We are always dual. Somebody pulls, you go. Somebody pulls, go. As a result of which, we have become victim of our own mind. Because there is not much of time, I am closing here. Thank you very much for your patience.
hope everybody, just one moment, everybody enjoyed, Dr. Ratnakar's sharing on such valuable lessons for us in spirituality. The only reason why we joined here at the center. May I ask all of us to appreciate the Swami in him by joining our hands and thanking him. As a small token of appreciation, a small token, especially since you said something that triggered my heart. And you said that you had an album in which you put things. So just to capture your memory, what we have put together is just an album to take home. And hopefully we'll be able to furnish you with pictures that will decorate your trip to our center. This is from all of our center members. Thank you very much. So right after the program, maybe we'll all do what we have done in the past. We'll take a picture with Dr. Ratnakar, if that's okay. Sairam, thank you very much, sir.
Sairam, God bless you, God bless you. I enjoyed being with
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। साई माता की जय।
Is Baba's vibhuti, foretold in mysteries, this day of vibhuti. So auspicious is its mind, it grants free liberation. Baba's vibhuti, His power protects me. Paramam Pavitram Vibhutim Paramam Vichitram Liya Vibhutim Paramaita Ishtraitam Moksha Pradaitam Baba Vibhutim Hiramashayami. Lead us to truth from the darkness, lead us to the light, from death to immortality. Asatoma Sagamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the beings in all the world have happiness and peace. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om